Hey, so here we are looking into 2021 with Georgia Nicols. We're going to do the forecast. So right now we're going to do the next four signs that we've got. We're going to do Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. So Georgia, what's in store for Leo?
For Leo, it's okay. I'm just going to explain again, as I sometimes do. I look at a big wheel, just looking at the wheel and turning it around, which is why I keep kind of looking down. I'm not playing Sudoku. I spend so much time on that. It's embarrassing. It really is embarrassing. Okay, so Leo. Here's the deal, the big thing, I think, for Leos. Since 2005, Leos have been reinventing themselves. And since 2010, they have been sort of, or 12, I'd say more, maybe more around 2012, establishing their home base and their family situation and expanding it in a different way. And then more recently, they've been working hard and busting their buns. But finally, this year is the year. Let's pretend that prior to that, you were sort of under the table, reinventing who you were, your values, what you think, where you're going to live, how you're doing things, how you're relating to your family, and then what kind of job, can I do this, am I worth it? And then boom, now this year, you jump on top of the table. So from here on, for the next 15 years, you are going to be more oriented to your external world. Obviously, you were before. It doesn't mean it's sort of like, but there will be a sense of your having more external goals instead of personal goals and putting yourself out more for others instead of just yourself kind of thing. Doesn't mean you're going to become Mother Teresa or anything, but I mean, this is a focus, right? It's a focus. Now, the reason I mention this is because the minute you step up on top of the table, as it were, you will be noticed. So without question, Leos, too bad. You're going to put up with this. You will be noticed this year. You will be noticed for some kind of achievement. I remember I had a client one year, this is years and years ago, when she was from Whitehorse. And when I told her, oh, I can see that year you were noticed for some reason, she said, yes, I was given officially the keys to the city by the mayor. So, I mean, it can be anything, right? It can be anything. Right. But I do remember that. So it's also a year where you will build your confidence, because what is happening, and this is very eventful for you, is both Jupiter and Saturn are sitting completely opposite your sign. Well, Jupiter is definitely, among other things, going to make this one of the best years for Leos to ever get married. I mean, this can only happen every 12 years. I mean, so that's a lovely, lovely thing. It also means that it would behoove you to seek out experts this year. So it is a good year for Leos to go into counseling, or maybe they need legal advice or astrological advice to see an astrologer like Kelly Benson. Or to seek out any kind of legal health advice, because it will benefit you. You're getting this benefit from an expert source. I also see that you might get a little you might be keen on buying material things this year. Jupiter will sort of bring that out in you. For some signs, it brings out that they want to explore big ideas, or they want to explore spirituality. I think you want to shop online. Because there's something about, you see, you're just coming above the horizon now, and you're stepping out into the world, and now Jupiter, that wealth sign, is kind of flashing there with you. There's a little of that going on. Now, that was the good news. The bad news is, and this is a fact, here we are, Saturn is also going to be opposite your sign. And that means that this year your energy might be low, even though you are confident. Jupiter makes you confident, and you're getting all these huzzas from somebody. But Saturn can make you feel discouraged. Saturn can make it tough for you to deal with authority figures, including the law. Saturn just makes it more necessary for you to cross your T's and dot your I's and keep on top of things. Don't let things pile up. The minute something goes wrong, fix it. And then fix it. Sort of get on your scene, because you don't want anything to build up too much. Yes. Yep. And what did I say here? Yes, authorities can oppose you. So you just want to be on your scene. But fortunately, Jupiter is there giving you enormous support. And that's a lovely thing for you. And the recognition, of course, the payoff. You're going to love that. So, well, we're going to move on to Virgo. Virgo, and I'm just crossing off here. Okay, Virgo. Well, Virgo, this is kind of nice. It's interesting. Virgo, this great grand conjunction that we've been talking about is actually taking place in your home, the home in your chart, the little piece of pie that is sort of the Virgo area. So this means that it's funny. There will be a double influence that is contradictory to your health. The negative would be Saturn will definitely make you feel maybe a bit older and creaky in your joints, no matter how old you are. You could be very young and you'll suddenly feel creaky in your joints because Saturn rules the skeleton. So you may feel some of that, and yet ironically, Jupiter is going to improve your health.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I remember talking years ago to an excellent astrologer, I think it was Robert Hand, and he said that when these two opposing influences come at any time, one does not cancel out the other. So I would have thought, oh, well, this is good, so it's not going to be so bad. The two both make their presence. They both make their presence. So there will be something, for example, you might break a limb or something like that. Something that gives you some agitation with your skeleton a little bit that you have to address this year. And yet, ironically, Jupiter is going to help you to improve your health. Most definitely, it's going to help you to improve your job. So if you are working, you can get a better job if you don't like your job. Or your horrible boss will be transferred to Timbuktu. Or maybe retire. That's fun. Right. Or you could change the details of your job. You can get a better duties, better working conditions, more money. So if you cannot do all those things in your existing job, then trust me, get a better job. Because this is your best time in a 12-year window to get a better job or improve your existing job. Now, some of you are saying, but hey, I'm retired, I'm not working anymore. This still refers to your daily activities, sort of. What are you working at, right? Whatever you're working at. So maybe this sounds mundane. Maybe you get a better vacuum cleaner. Maybe you do something that makes it easier to just clean your car. But whatever it is you do, you will improve that. And you'll be happy about that. You'll definitely be happy. Yeah. By the way, you might also, and this is nothing to be sniffed at or sneezed at, you might get great joy from a pet this year. In fact, a moment ago, I think we saw a cat slipping by on the kitchen counter there. So, yes, it's definitely a time where you could receive joy from a pet, or if you are contemplating getting a pet, you will love to get a pet this year. That is for sure. This is also a year for you to heal, and this is good. So if you have had problems before, you can more easily heal yourself, I would say even psychologically as well as physically, right? Nevertheless, with Saturn there, you want to conserve your energy. You don't want to just sort of go nuts, crazy. And be very responsible in all the work you do. Don't take on too much. Just go tiny, bit by bit. But you will work steady. You will work steady. Why? Because you're having your big payoff in about 2 years. So you are going to work. Okay. And now we're ready for, let's see here, Libra. Okay, Libra, you're one of the signs that had it bad last year. Definitely. Mars was opposite you. I'd say one of the things that Librans were easily angry with their partners and close friends. You might have split up with people. You might have been at odds with friends because Mars, for the last 6 months, was across from you, constantly making you annoyed with people. And of course, they were annoyed. But it can kind of bring out the worst. And then meanwhile, all this stuff in Capricorn, right, squaring you. So again, this year is going to be way easier for you. Another reason is you're an air sign. So all that air energy is now helping you. And so this is actually a lucky year for you. It's lucky with money. You can attract money to you. It's easy for you to build your strength. Both Saturn and, but I would say especially Saturn and Jupiter will help you to build your strength. It's a wonderful year to fall in love. It's a wonderful year to go on vacations. It's a wonderful year to enjoy your children, although you may also have increased responsibilities with your kids. Your creative potential is great, and you are a very creative sign. I would say that this is a time for you to accomplish a lot. I bet, especially those of you who might be working in the, these are the industries that were the worst hit last year. Well, many were, but the hospitality industry, the entertainment world, all of these industries, which Librans can flourish in, including redecorating and things like that. Very, very hard. So although a lot of Librans are also in counseling, at any rate, you can use your creative skills and really move forward this year. You can also get recognition this year. I see that.
Yeah.
With Saturn trining your sun, you can get recognition and you will accomplish a lot. So be encouraged that you can accomplish a lot. This is positive. This is positive. The main thing is all that stress from last year is not only gone, you're now getting support. That's a big difference. And the final one is Scorpio. Now that's funny in this section because both Kelly and I are in this section. Yes. Okay, Kelly. This is a very lucky year. Scorpio. Yep. It's a wonderful year. Right off the bat, I see everything is focused on home and family. Big deal on home and family. To begin with, since 2012, you have been creating a world, working to create your own, reinvent yourself virtually. And now that you have a sense of who you are, and you do, the first thing you now need to know is, where is my bed at night? So you need to have a solid home base that you feel I can trust, right? And so if you are happy where you are, then you will probably do major repairs. You will, and these are major, like stuff like the roof, or we're not talking about just new towels in the bathroom. But if for some people, it will mean that they will move. Ironically, you are just coming out of a 2-year window where many of you did move. And if that's the case, and you're not happy where you are, you will move again. But this move is definitely because you're looking to sort of establish roots. And above all, you want to establish a resource that you feel is trustworthy for yourself and your family. This is very important. Meanwhile, Jupiter is now in the picture there. Yeah. So Jupiter means that your home, family, relationships will be happier. Your family members will be more generous to each other. Some of you may even expand your family through birth, marriage, or adoption. And definitely your home will feel richer for some reason. I remember when Jupiter went through my 4th house, I did not move. I didn't change anything. But what happened is my mother, who lived in Victoria, and some of you knew her, she moved and downsized. And I took some of her furniture in large measure because she didn't want to sell it. And I knew she was wincing, like, didn't want to get rid of it. And would I take it? And and so I did. And the funniest thing is, this very table I'm sitting at, Kelly, the dining room table, I really didn't want it because I had one. But now I love it. So when my mother's stuff came into my place, which I had left at a more Spartan level, I kind of liked it that way. But suddenly she upped the tone. Her tables and carpet and whatnot. And so I felt more affluent. And so Scorpios will feel more affluent this year at home and with their family. And there definitely, I would just say, there is a chance that if they do move, they may have a sudden move. And the sudden move might occur in February or in June or at the end of the year in December. And I leave that for Scorpio.
Right on. So to get more of an in-depth report or in-depth look at the signs, each of the 12 signs, go to georgianicols.com.
Yep.
And that's where the reports are, the in-depth forecasts, and
Right.
you can download them from there. You can purchase them.
Yeah, well, they buy them and then I think they're sent out. An email comes to people. Although they can also go in if they want a nicer printable version. My web genius guy has got it set up. I always just read them on my phone or my laptop. But a person could print them off. Yeah, right.
Right on. All right.
Okay.
So that was georgianicols.com.
Yep.
And stay tuned. We're going to do the next 4 in a minute. Cheers.